Okay. So a lot of people had questions on our website about how to actually um, get to stuff and do things and what's available, because a lot of people don't generally use our website. Now it's a whole new world. They're having to access all of the things that we had physically on the internet. So there's two ways to go to our website. The first is, you'll see right up here, it's cochranepubliclibrary.com. But then alternatively, for some users, for some of the stuff we're going to do today, they have to use a different website, but I'll get to that after. It's the same website, just different address. But generally, cochranepubliclibrary.com takes you to our website, and this is what it looks like. So we got this groovy little bar that's at the bottom here that says you can order Monday through Thursday. This is to do with the book sale, because we are doing that curbside delivery. So I say delivery, but it's curbside pickup, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to start having to do that. But yeah, so this is always on every page for now, just because it's new, but it's got a little dismiss button and it goes away. On the main page, we made it a lot easier because I found it was really clunky. It had a lot of stuff and people don't like to scroll through 100 different things to get information. So the first thing you'll see is Cochrane Public Library at the top. You see our little notice about the Cochrane Public Library is closed. Its physical location is closed, but we're always open for digital collections and that. So on the top, you have all your normal buttons. So home will take you back to this page. Online catalog will take you to our online catalog, which is kind of, it's not useless right now, but it's showing you physical material.
Right.
But you do have the option to search Overdrive as well from our catalog. So that could be good if you were looking for books to download or audiobooks. It will show you that. So if you were to do, just say for instance, you searched for something. So if I go, let's see. I'm going to put pickles because, hey, why not? So if you're looking for this, you'll notice right away there's ebook options here. So I don't know if you can see me highlighting it. Okay, so there's ebook options. So you can download this directly from here onto your Overdrive or your Libby account. It's just telling you that's the format. So you know, like these ones here, you can read in your on your screen or in your whatever your method of reading on a devices. You know, this one's from it's an MP3, so it's an audiobook. It lists it here. I'm just looking to see if it's going to actually show me some physical books. It might not right now because we kind of adjusted everything for that. But if you wanted a physical book, you could put them there. But see, they're showing this because they're realizing, hey, libraries are closed. So the two formats that we have available are ebook and audiobook right now.
Okay.
So the catalog is there when you go. So it's not useless, but I mean, most of the things I just showed you, you can do that on Overdrive or Libby themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I've got Libby. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's
unless
kind
I'm planning a book to watch to read later.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's there. It's research material. Then you'll see programs. It's listed here, and it has the different categories. So you have kids, youth, and adult. The kids program one is it still shows all the different kids programs and the youth programs that we offer when you click directly on these. But then they have another subtitle here where this is with a coloring contest we just did for Easter. So the winners and everything are displayed there. So I kind of left it up. And then another thing here is like in the adult, there's a special page for Grow Right, Eat Right. But if you were to click on adult programming, I'm gonna let it load with my unsecure connection. Okay. If you do click on adult programming, it does bring you to the adult programs that are generally available. Obviously, we're not open, so you can't do these ones. But if you went to Grow Right, Eat Right, it shows you the video that Christina just did for the start of Grow Right, Eat Right. And I embedded it right on the page, so you can watch it from here. Now, all of this stuff's also available on Facebook and on our YouTube channel, but sometimes just easier access. If you were looking for this whole program, you would find all the videos listed on this page.
Okay.
So it's
That's good.
kind of just a one-stop shop, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's that one. And you stop me anytime you want if you have a question, just because I'll ramble.
Um,
Yep.
what's happening with Grow Right, Eat Right? Are they going to be doing some successive videos or?
Yeah, so Christina started off with the Grow Right, Eat Right video yesterday about sprouts.
Yeah,
So
I actually saw it. Yeah.
yeah, so it's got a lot of views and people are really liking it. So she's going to be doing some other ones on different aspects of gardening and like, you know, taking care of things and different tips and tricks. She will be continuing that throughout the course of I'm going to say the whole summer, just because realistically programming will not be in person even if we do open. I think everything will stay virtual for some time, so
Yeah.
she will
Okay.
continue to do videos on this. I'm like, this year there'll be no we don't have the partnership to do the community garden, that because I don't think it's safe right now, and I don't think it, like, social distancing for those types of work, it's possible, but I think it's logistically just out of our wheelhouse right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Plus
same.
Val, I think Val was saying she's not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, originally this year, the plan was actually for uh, Mrs. Gerard and Elaine Kolomitz were going to do it. And they were setting up to go to the schools in February. They were setting it all up to head into the schools for March. And then all this happened, right?
Okay.
So it's going to, there'll be activities on here as well on the site. So there'll be little, like right now it's just this video, but then you're going to see lists for different tips and tricks. And there might even be a contest or two for different
Okay.
things. Yeah. So it's something to keep mind of, to check out, because I do share things on the social media pages. But if you wanted the one-stop shop, you would just go to
Yeah, that's
programs.
handy. No, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't realize that you can come find things right specifically on here, which it's good though. We'll show people slowly. um, yeah, now, so services on here is a little bit bigger of a menu, but the services listed, and I'll go from the bottom up. So there's community links, which shows all our partners in the community. So anybody that we've partnered with, we try to connect to their website. Meeting rooms will tell you about the rooms available for rent. Obviously, right now we're not open to the public, so no one can do that, but in the future, that's where that is. The gallery is a really good one, because if you were to click on gallery right from the main page here, it would take you to all the information about booking the gallery for an exhibit. And then we have a page for gallery exhibits, which will take you to the different ones. So I'm just going to click on that one. When you click on gallery exhibits from that menu, it shows you this nice little page, very simple, nothing too much to it. It tells you that if you wanted up-to-date information, to check our Facebook page. Obviously, this is more for when we're open to the public, but because of COVID-19, we closed the gallery space, as it says here, but we want people to show their art virtually. And we were able to do that. So one of them on here is actually Gunny, her exhibit
Mm-hmm.
that's still up.
Okay.
It's kind of locked in here, so it's going to be here until we are able to open for her to take. So it's called March Madness, which I'm sure she's feeling. Uh, but this is it's a very basic page, right? You see this, but when you click on the images, you can actually just pull them. And it's
Okay.
everything from her biography that she has on the wall to all of the pictures. And there's really
Hmm.
nice artwork. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you're able to go through the whole show. So this is for Gunny's page. Now there's a new one that just got put up, which is called Grandma's Garden, which was the Cochrane Art Club was going to be doing a Mother's Day tea and everything. And I feel very bad for them. They put a lot of work into it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but if you click on their link off of the gallery exhibit page, you get their whole show. So it explains to you, like, the whole idea of it. And if you want to purchase these, anybody wanted to, they do have the information, and you can EMT to purchase, which is kind of nice. It's different. And EMT is just like the money transfer from the bank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go, like, you'll see each artist's name. So this is Frances Krenwall. And then when you hover above the pictures, it tells you the different information, right? So it's telling you this one is acrylic, 15 by 12, $30 for the, and if you wanted to see them more, because these are really hard to see, you would just click on it and it opens it up. So it lists.
So who's actually selling them by EMT? Is it you or is it the artist?
So what it is it's the same as what we do in the gallery generally when we're physically open. The artist gets, they sell their paintings, we collect the money for them, and the library gets 10% commission.
Oh,
so
okay.
we just, yeah, so that's kind of how we pay for our gallery space or our services.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so it's different. So we've got Frances there, and then as you go down, you'll see Mrs. Slater's work. And so some people have a little bit more and some people have less, but it's a very nice exhibit to have a look at.
Okay.
But they're all listed there. And then at the bottom of this page, it has the ability where people can click to share to any social media platform, just because we're trying to draw some traffic for them. So that's that exhibit, which we're going to be putting more up. So if anybody's ever interested in showcasing their artwork, it doesn't have to be for sale. It's just a nice option for people to still be able to view it, because we've lost the ability to do that, right? So that's there. Now going back to our menu, if we were to click on archives will take you to the archive page, and I'll open that one up quickly. And the archives page tells you all the local history information that we have available. So obviously we're not open Fridays. That's why it says we'll change without notice. We're not open to the public, but we do a live video now on Facebook on Fridays in the afternoon, 1:30, that goes over, like, we play almost like a roulette game where I say, okay, pick a number between 1 and 11, and then that's a cabinet I'm going to go in, and then they pick, depending what cabinet it is, I might say pick a letter in the alphabet or pick a number between 1 and whatever, and then they get to see something random out of the local history, which is kind of different, right? But if you wanted to do a request still, we're still fulfilling requests. So on this page, if you were to click, it gives you the form that you could fill out and you can email back, or you could just send me an email. It doesn't have to necessarily be on the form. Tells you the mandate of archives. This also has the index from the newspaper. So my life is made a lot easier if you're looking for a death, marriage, or I said that really close together, death and marriage. If you're looking for like birth notice, death notice, marriage announcement, estate, it's easier if you look for it here and then send me this information. So say for instance, somebody clicks on, they're looking for a name like Massacot or something. This gives you all the M's. So you would just go through and see what you want. And then if they copy the line, it just makes my life easier.
And is that up to date to the present day, or?
Yes. Yeah. Cool. So this is all of the births, marriages. I think I'll just be better to read off the bottom here. Birth, death, estate, in memoriam, and marriage index. So anything that's listed, I know this says 2014 here, but it's not. It's updated. That's just me not filling that out. So that's another little thing I can fix. Yay. Yeah, I find my boo-boos while I go. But yeah, no, so this is up to date. We're really lucky we have volunteers that go through the paper, and we update it yearly. Like, so I don't do it every week that we get a newspaper and there's obituaries in there, but I do it yearly. So usually at Christmas time, that's my gift I get from someone, a couple of my volunteers, they give me the list, and then I update it in the database. So really easy. It's just the last name of the individual, their given name, their first name, the publishing date, which is really, this is where people get, I can go in a whole video of this part, but people go, okay, I was born on May 1st, 1976. My birthday's not in here. It's not right. Well, this is not by your birthday. This is by your, like, the publication date. So even though this person might have not been married on the 13th of September, like as this notice here, this is the publication date. They might have been married a week before. So anyway, when people use this, it makes my life easier. If they don't use it, oh well, I'll still do the request. It's just a little bit more work.
Yeah, I saw that request about that man who died on the
Oh,
train.
the 1923 one.
That was, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that you could find that.
Yeah, and then the thing is, that's actually not even out of our archives. It's through Ancestry. So all I had to do was take the name and then search it on Ancestry with Cochrane, Ontario in 1923, and it was the only one that came up. And he did die from, he had a heart attack, as that, anybody who can read the nice cursive writing that they had. But it says that he did have a heart issue, a cardiac issue. However, what killed him was the pneumonia.
Oh, he got sick.
Yeah. And
it's amazing when you look at the records, how they get little things wrong too, like spelling and the place where they're from. I mean, it's understandable, but you have to be like a detective to find out things, eh?
Well, and the thing is, what ends up happening is they wrote everything in cursive writing because that was common. So when you try to actually transcribe from cursive writing to, just transcribe it into any kind of print, you don't know if it's an R or if it's an S. You don't know. Yeah. Not everybody had beautiful penmanship. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So, especially doctors. Those are the worst ones when they fill out the death certificates. Like,
oh, is that right?
Yeah, that record that I showed is actually the death certificate, and the way that they were formulated was you had 3 people listed on one paper. Yeah. So it's the same thing with the marriage certificates. At one point, you had 3 to 4 marriages on one paper.
Yeah.
And it's hard to differentiate sometimes information from one to the other. So
yeah. I know. I've been looking on them because I downloaded the Ancestry app, and then when I was in Toronto, my mom gave me a whole bunch of information on the family that she had kept. And so, now I'm looking at all these marriage certificates and deaths. Some of them are very well filled out.
Yes. And then some are very sparse.
Their handwriting is okay, but others, it's hard to read.
Yeah, and the biggest thing with the one that was on there from the 1923 one I showed, they did say that the person was buried in Cochrane, but then they had nothing else, and that's odd. However, the story that she gave about the person not having money to send him, they're not going to do Weekend at Bernie's and carry him on the train dead, and they couldn't afford to send his body back home. Very possible that in that time frame in the 1920s that he was put in a pauper's grave, right? And it could have been very well not marked. It could have been, that's one option. The other option is he could have been cremated. That is very possible as well. If there was no money for burial, if there was no money, because to me it was odd to not have money to ship the body, but have money to bury the person, because it would have been it wouldn't have been cheaper. Let's just put it that way. It might have been it would have been possibly minimally cheaper, but not drastically. Okay. So there's a few options there. I don't know. The person's actually just writing a fictional book. They ended up messaging me about it after. They're writing a fictional story about the events. It's based on their family history, but it's a fictional story. Yeah. So I'm like, can you make sure you send us a copy?
That's nice.
Yeah, it'll be different, right? So we get lots of requests like that quite often, and if we're able to help, we do. So everything on this page is basically what we have. So it'll tell you the different things in our collection. There's Ancestry, the library edition, which you can still access. I've seen a few people parking out front
Hey.
Oh, I guess my connection just went goodbye. Okay, well, you're back with me. That's good.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll go back on this page. You can see everything okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Yep. Okay. The archives jurisdiction is another thing that's listed here. So the town of Cochrane is our main jurisdiction. Okay. And these are some of the areas it includes. So Clute, Gardner, Norbega, Brower, Detour, Hunta, Driftwood, Tunis, New Post, which it could be Tagua, Takamo, there, Abitibi Canyon, Island Falls, Moosonee, Moose Factory, James Bay Coast. So the reason why it says that is just because there's a lot of little places. We do keep for Attawapiskat as well. Kashechewan would be in there too, so that's a part of James Bay Coast.
Yeah.
Otter Rapids, Frederick House, Duns Lake, Fournier. The reason why we keep for a lot of the Indigenous communities up north is partly because they don't have any archives other than things that have been sent to Archives Canada. So we just try to maintain, we don't have a giant collection for them, but anytime somebody donates us something, we preserve it and then we just let people know.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and then the places that are not covered by Cochrane, so we do not keep stuff or take stuff for it, is Timmins, Yurko Falls, Smooth Rock, Moonbeam, Kapuskasing, Quebec, Hearst, and New Liskeard. And you'd think it's funny I have to write Quebec in there, but because we are not that far from the border, people try to give me Quebec stuff all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's archives in a nutshell. Interlibrary loans is also on the services menu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so people can't actually submit interlibrary loans, but it does explain the regulations.
Okay.
And then tech help. So this is at the very top of the list, and it's new to the services. It's just because I wanted to make sure that people weren't left high and dry.
Okay.
You can get an online membership, which is an online library card. So that's great for people who don't have a library card, or maybe their library card, they had it, 20 years ago and they left it expire. You can apply online for a library card, and that will give you access to all of our stuff. Cool. The other thing is a Tumblebooks tutorial. So that's one of our online resources. It just tells people how to use it. Ebook help. That page is really helpful and a lot of people have used it. It kind of just explains all the different resources available. And then CELA, and CELA is for vision impairment. So we have resources available. It explains a little bit about that. This is what the ebook page looks like. So again, we've got a Libby tutorial here so people can watch that. And I try to make sure things are videos with captions. So if you have hearing impairment, you can still read it. And then if you have visual impairment, you can hear it. It's all around. And visuals are always good for people when they are trying to follow along. And then this is Sora, which is a kids app that's part of the reading. But anyway, they're all on the ebook help. Okay.
What does CELA provide? I'm asking just because my mom has very impaired vision.
Sure. So CELA does have a few different resources available. One of them is because people who have, free accessible reading app for dyslexia, low vision, and blindness, they offer this different easy reader app, which is completely free. And it will allow you to actually borrow books. You'd borrow your books from Libby or wherever, and it will read it. Now there's some availability for that within Libby already, but it's just the idea that this one is specifically formatted for that. So it's available.
And it's called the Easy Reader app?
Yeah. And it's available for iOS and Android. So all the Apple devices as well as Android. Yeah. Okay. And this just talks about it a little bit, and it explains, people with dyslexia can use it. It changes the font so that they won't invert the letters. Yeah. So and Libby now does that as well, which is kind of cool, right?
So there's some fonts that are better than others for dyslexia?
Well, there's actually a dyslexic font is what they call it.
Oh, okay.
So what Libby does now is you can change pretty much every title to a dyslexic font. And as you notice, just from looking at this one, it has the way the letters are formed. It's done in a way that your brain won't switch them over. Yeah, because like you'll notice the B's are a little thicker in certain places than others, and it's not gonna confuse your brain. Yeah, it's really good, because we do have a lot of people with dyslexia and different challenges that way. So that's some of the resources. These are the ones that are available online right now. Alternatively, we do have Daisy Book readers in that when we are open that can be borrowed from the library. We have 2 of them, so you don't have to wait for them. And all the material from CELA does come in the mail, so we get a lot of different ebooks in that, but there are physical books that go in the Daisy readers. We do also sign up people directly with CELA so that they can obtain resources that are suitable for their needs.
Okay.
So that's some of the stuff. So that's all of the services that are in the service tab here. And then these ones are really quick to go through. The About talks about the staff and the board. Join the library. It's just talking about the loan regulations and everything for the library when we're physically open. If you want to volunteer, donations. And then we have the little contact us, which sends email to the library at cochraneontario.com. Okay, so now just to finish up, going down this page, you have virtual book sale, which is what I'm going to click on last, just to show people what it looks like. You have monthly calendars. So if I click on monthly calendar, it automatically takes me to the calendar page, and it shows you everything we've got going on in May. It's just a one-stop click shop, right? So you click on that. Virtual gallery will take you straight to the gallery exhibits. Apply for an e-card takes you there. All of our online resources are right on our main page. You just click on them and they work. So you don't have to fuss, no muss, nothing. Okay. And that's the whole page, really. But now here comes the piece de resistance. So if I click on virtual book sale, which has been really popular, we launched it last week. We're doing our first curbside pickup on Friday, so that's really cool. When you click on it, you get this page, and it looks different on mobile than it does here. On mobile, it's all pretty, and this is centered. I can't center it on here. I don't know why. I'm like, whatever, just leave it. So people can think I did it that way purposely. But the idea is it's by donation still. The prices that I have listed is just because I have to have a price there for the way that I have it formatted, but people can donate whatever they wish. They can do it in 2 methods. They can either EMT it to the library, so electronic money transfer to that address, or they can just drop cash in the drop box at the front.
Okay. And the drop box is where you put your library books?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a big bin on the other side of it. So if people just put money in there, that's fine. We'll clean it out after. And because we're only doing it at this time, we're not going to have, it's not going to be an issue of having to check it every 30 times. Because at 1 p.m., all the bags will be lined up outside, clearly labeled. People come pick them up. They put the stuff in the drop box. We're done. And we'll have hand sanitizer there too, so people don't feel they don't feel like they're touching something multiple times or whatever. So the general thing is you have the store, and there's all different material here. And as things are purchased, I add new stuff. So I don't bombard it with, all the book sale items, because that would take me probably years to input it all. We did a big weeding upstairs. So we culled a lot of books, which means they go down to the book sale. And people would have been happy with that if we were physically open, but now, So what you do is it lists them all. And it tells you here also, this one's a hardcover because it tells you up here, paperback. We even have magazines. So they're random issues as well. They're not, and some of them are fairly new. But we don't go, you're getting the June issue, you're getting the whatever, it's random. I'm not getting that technical. And then you have different books. So for instance, this book here, say if I wanted to look at it first. So if I click on it, it then tells me this is the name of the book. I only have one in stock, which is going to be pretty much the norm for all the books. And then my suggested price, I put $1. It's a hardcover book. This is the description. So it's almost like what you would see in Libby or whatever when you're looking for a book, right? So it has the full description. If people did review it, if they wanted to say it's a good book, they could. Nobody's played with that yet. But yeah, so it's there. Then you'd have the choice whether or not you want to add it to your cart.
Right.
So, and then you see other books that are similar. So these are all hardcover fiction that have now added down there. Okay. Now, just for this, because I want to show how it works, I'm going to go on this one here, because it's a 25-cent magazine. So this is just one of the beating magazines that's there. It talks about it, and this says you will get a random magazine.
Right.
It's a random, and then it shows you similar. So People Magazine, Bon Appetit, This Old House.
So you're not necessarily getting that issue?
Not this shown? Exact one. No, this is just the name of the magazine, right? Okay. So I put a picture so it looks pretty, but that's why I always make sure it's like you will get a random magazine. That's what it is. Okay. So if you wanted this one, what you would do is you would go add to cart. So I'm going to add it to my cart. Now it's going to automatically go to your cart page. And you're on your cart page. It tells you your price. And you're going to go proceed to checkout. If you're done, if not, you're going to go to continue shopping. It'll take you back and you go through. It's similar to if you were shopping on what do you want to say? On Amazon or whatever. Yeah. Now, the issue that you just saw here is happening because I am on Firefox. So it's given me a little bit of a hiccup. Generally, if you are on a PC or a laptop and you're using Internet Explorer or Google Chrome or the Microsoft Advantage or Advantage, whatever, those ones will all work with no problem. Firefox is a little finicky, and I have a whole bunch of different stuff on here that'll give it a hard time. Now, this is where my one little spiel is. So once you get this done and you check out, you would fill your information in, press submit. It's cash on delivery, so you don't have to put any pertinent information in, and it's done. I'm going to show you a quick alternate method for those who are on mobile. So if they're on an iPod, a tablet, a cell phone, or even if you're using another browser that is not working with the Cochrane Public Library. Okay. The alternative is not overly hard. It's just you have to go to cochrane.olsn.ca. It's just a different address. So the reason for this is because we have like our domain name and then we have our actual base site. So again, cochrane.olsn.ca. So once you go to this website, it takes you to the same page. Everything's the same. Click on book sale. It's going to take you to the book sale page. You're going to notice the address changes up here to now /book sale. It's because you're on the main site. So that's fine. Then I would go here and add this to the cart. Okay, it's taken me to my cart. I would proceed to my checkout. See how it's worked now? It's gone to the next screen. So I'd write my name, I'd put where I'm from, blah, 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 all my information. And then I would say, okay, I've read and I agree to the terms of this policy, press place order, and I'm done.
Okay.
So it is very easy. You'll get a little invoice almost that says, thank you for shopping at the library, blah, blah, blah. And you'll get a confirmation when I've fulfilled the order, but the pickup is always on Fridays at 1:00. Okay. If people finish their order, if they put an order in before midnight on Thursday, it'll be ready for the 1:00 pickup on Friday. If they order, say, Friday morning, it's not going to be ready till the next Friday.
Right.
Yeah, just because we are getting a lot of orders, which is great. Don't get me wrong. It's nice considering we're closed, and it's a good way for us to keep people with their reading material. But that's the little bit of a challenge. So CochranePublicLibrary.com versus the Cochrane.olsn.ca. olsn.ca. Yeah, so that's the gist of the website. And if anybody ever has any questions or anything, just feel free to, of course, you can always email the library at library@concordontario.com. All of our little contact information at the bottom of the website here. And then you can always message us on Facebook. You can always check back in with us at Tech Help. But that's the gist today.
That was very useful. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully next week we'll have some more people, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay, thanks, Artis.
Hey, you're very welcome.
Bye. For now.